Welcome to our first garden tour of 2025. I know it took us a while, but yeah, finally here and I hope we will enjoy it. Let's start out here at my Lisianthus patch. They are finally ready to bloom. You might remember when we started them at New Year's Day or New Year's Eve. And yeah, it takes a while, but every time in March when I'm tired of taking care of them, I ask myself if they're worth it. But just look at them. I think they're more than worth it. They have also 21 days of vase life if you know the moment to cut them. So you have a long time, something of them. And I still think I could have crammed a lot more in this space than I did. And just look at the stem length. I mean, can you even? It's like 3 feet stems. So yeah, I'm very happy with it. You see here the different colors. This is the Mararachi White, or we have one over here in the front. That's probably easier. And if you have been around here any little time, you know I'm a sucker for white blooms. This is the light pink from the Voyage, the Champagne. This has this little butter creamy color. And then we have here the Roseanne Terracotta, which is stunning. It's a little bit lighter than the Roseanne Brown, but I love it. This color goes with anything as well. Yeah, so this is clearly at the moment the stunner in my garden. I waited because I wanted to cut them this morning, but then I was like, hold on, I want to show it off in the garden tour first. So let's move on. This bed here, as you can tell, is already turned over. We're going to grow our Thanksgiving carrots here if we're lucky. We have already here some daikon radish germinated. The carrots are still a little bit waiting, but we know those take always a little bit longer for germination. But I'm out here watering it like 3-4 times a day to keep it moist so that the germination can happen, but should be all good. Then when we look around here, this is a lily spad, and this is a what is it? A Metz Crazy Cherry tomato. And yes, just look at it. It completely, gives its name. It's validation. If you look a little bit closer, you can see here how many areas I've already cut off to just halfway contain it to that cage. But it's doing well. I picked already a ton of cherry tomatoes, so you can tell there are a lot more coming. This is finally nice. We have a lot more tomatoes on the move now that we are over those like 96-degree weather days, which I'm not sad of. Our favorite is doing well as well. The center cut squash, as you can see, already came over, made itself comfortable and homey on the other side, but it is interplanted with the pole beans. There's a shell which do really, really well as well. We have here a number of them in between. I got already my first garden goal done, which is getting enough pole beans harvested for our Thanksgiving holiday dinner, which is always like a check mark for me to have those ones ready. We have also here some eggplants still. Ooh, there's a Japanese beetle. Oh, we gotta get that later. Where we harvested nice things already from. So those are doing well. And this is an interesting bed. So this is the cucumber and melon bed. Ignore the this is the cilantro from row 7, which I let go to seeds to collect some seeds. And it's funnily also in spice by itself, the seed pods. So I let that go to seed on purpose. And then we have here already some watermelon going. This is a smaller one. I have a few bigger ones in the bed, but I think we'll need to protect that or support that a little bit more. But we have some other watermelons and also some cantaloupe growing. We, as per usual, my cucumbers died, so I reseeded them. They seem to do fine now too. So we have here some, no, that is actually a ground cherry seedling. But this is a cucumber seedling, and we have a few more in the bed who will hopefully give us a second flush of cucumbers. But they have been always tricky for me. They die off the vine so quickly for me. Although I did get a good number of cucumbers, so it is what it is. And then my large tomato jungle here. Again, the Santa Cat squash is already made itself comfortable here, growing over. I'll try to redirect it this direction, but we'll see how well that goes. But this is my cherry tomatoes, which are growing on the inside up and over. But they also grew in quite deeply into the second row, which is paste tomatoes. We see here already like a good number of our beautiful row 7 Midnight Roma, which are so stunningly gorgeous and beautiful. We had already a little bit disease on the bottom, which I'll try to keep cutting out. And it seems to be fine now that we have hopefully those rainy days over. I think it stalled a little bit, which is nice. And my gorgeous basil, I will never ever grow a different kind of culinary basil, because even with a 96 and almost 100-degree weather, it didn't start to go to seed. It's really, really great. I love it. It's the, what was its name? It's the Emerald Tower from Pine Tree Garden Seed. So I really, really love that one. It performs stunningly nonstop. And then we have also here a few pepper plants growing in. We have here a couple poblanos. Let me see. Yeah, there's one hiding, a large one actually. You can over there. And then a few jalapenos here on the side, which are doing nice. So they get also here a good amount of sun around. Yeah, but you can see here also the cherry tomatoes somehow made it over to here already. So we gotta, oh, and of course the Santa Cat squash. So I gotta see how I want to wrangle this in, because we just have the start of August. So they have to, like, in the best case scenario, 2 full months. In a very best case scenario, 2.5 to 3 more months to grow. So yeah, we'll see. But it looks all good, and it's packed. Oh, true to size, or true to measure, there's a Santa Cat squash we haven't found just yet. They do that to you. You always wonder how people don't recognize those ones until they are too big, but they hide very well. So we got to cut that one when we're done here. But with the high temperatures and the late fall, I have a lot of fruit set on the tomatoes, which didn't get quite yet ripe. But finally now, I think we had like, how many days is it? Like 3 or 4 days now where we have moderate normal summer temperatures, and everything is starting finally to ripen, which is nice. We have here, yeah, when we go. Sorry, come with me here. You can see here the honeybee cherry tomato, which is doing really well. This one started a touch later than the Sun Gold and the Sweet Prince from row 7, but now it's like really rocking the show and has those beautiful cute stripes, and I really enjoy this one. Taste is a nice taste. I wouldn't call it an outstanding taste like the Sun Gold, but a very, very solid taste. And I bought it for the disease resistance, and so far it got a little bit disease on the bottom like the other ones, but not overly susceptible, so that's nice. And you can tell it's starting to get hard to go through this tunnel here. But let's go. Follow me here. Whoop. And speaking of tomato jungle, may I present you with probably what looks like the biggest tomatoes I've ever grown? My hand, which is not a small one, for measure. This is the Harvest Moon over here, which I'm so glad I gave it another chance. This one was last year, my first, and I really, really enjoyed the taste because it's a yellow tomato. You can see here one, which we can pick later too. But it's a yellow tomato, and the taste is very special. It has like a very, very creamy taste for a tomato, not super acidic. It's gorgeous on the inside. When you cut it open, it's like yellow with like red veins, stunning. But the taste, like this creamy tomato taste, just won me over last year. Last year it was poorly performing. I think I got like 6 tomatoes of it or so, but I love the taste so much, so I gave it another chance, and I'm glad I did because I mean, just look at it. I'm very, very certain it is going to be a lot more productive this year. We also switched up our setup, as you might know if you follow me for a while. We switched here to the tomato cages, and it feels like just so much more fruit set. I was surprised because I thought I'm just growing here more leaves than anything, but no, it's like, I mean, just look through it. I have everywhere tomatoes, and this I'm super excited for as well. This is the pink boar, and it finally starts to get ripe on the bottom. I was waiting for that so much. This is one of my most prettiest but also most tastiest sandwich tomatoes. And speaking of amazing sandwich tomatoes, another set of extremely large tomatoes. This is a Cherokee Purple. And what you can see there on the bottom is some candy cane peppers, which are getting ready to be picked as well. Then we have over here a few more, like 2 rows of paste tomatoes, because that's what we're using the tomatoes most for making sauces, marinara sauce and stuff. That's what we're using them all year long for. I think I picked the last glass of marinara sauce just 2 months ago. So maybe with the influx of yields, maybe we'll make it next year completely through the year without buying any extras, which would be cool. And the San Marzano surprised me a little bit because this was the first paste tomato actually getting ripe before the Midnight Roma, before the Plum Perfect. So this was really, really great. I'm really amazed by that. So that was the veggie update. Let's go to the flowers. So here you see my cutie patch of fillers, which I love so much. This is the Ami, and you can see here how it is like creating its really, really cute seed pods. I love those seed pods so much. I will dry a few for winter arrangements as well, but I just love their shape. They give such a nice structural element in your bouquets, and the color is just lovely. It's like the white and the purple, and I don't have to do anything with it. I just let it self-seed in a year. So this little patch is always something of the easiest areas in my gardens because it always comes back. Then we have here already the first dahlias. I was so excited to show you those ones. This, ooh, you gotta come over here. This is the K.A. Creme Brulee, which has those cute pickety shape or pickety like leaves with the red margins, which is really cute. That came from a cutting, so that was already had a little bit of a head start than the rest. Same with the sugar berries here from Cozy Town. This is one of my favorite ones as well. Those are the first blooms. That's why they still look a little bit wonky. We got to cut them. But I'm so excited to have them back, and everything else is loading hard as well. The Blizzard here, another white one, which I love so much. This is just in Forever Grow. I mean, just look at the stem length here. It's like, whoop, it's really, really long, and that goes in almost every bouquet I have there. The rest over here is still loading, but you can tell we're getting tall here. That is like all like 2.5, 3 feet already tall. So we're in good shape over here for the next garden tour. Everything will be blooming, I promise, but we're not far away from it. And let's quickly go to what else is blooming here. So you might remember my pictures with the bumblebees. This is a Bloomquist Golden. I purely and only grow this one for the bumblebees in my garden, because this has literally no vase life. From the moment you cut the stem, it loses already the leaves, the flower petals, and yeah. So this is for my own enjoyment, to see bumblebees crawling over and take cute pictures of it. And then the other ones which just started to bloom, this is a new to me one. This is still opening, as you can tell. This is the Cozy Town Parasol. So that was one of the new releases from Cozy Town. So I'm really excited to see that in its full section. And this one, what was this one? Oh, and this is a sugarberry too, but no, that's not a sugarberry. I can tell by the color. I think that is a Dutch. We'll gotta double check the labels, but everything is labeled. And once it blooms, I know what it is. So yeah, but you can see here, when you look across, everything is budded up. So this is going to look stunning, and probably a couple weeks from now at the latest. My seedling is coming through as well already. They're a little bit ahead of the curve, even that they were just planted from seed. But yeah, it's going to be extremely pretty soon. But let's move to the zinnias, which are already extremely pretty. So this is my zinnia patch, and when you watch this video, you have probably already seen my zinnia update video. I did a little experiment to see if I can increase the number of full zinnia blooms. Spoiler, I couldn't. It is what it feels random. The stress factor or direct seeding didn't seem to make any type of difference. So if you're curious about this video, just check that out over here. And yeah, but I'm, as per usual, loving all my zinnias still, no matter how they look. They're just gorgeous. And this Victorian wedding from Floret is just such a cutie. I mean, can you even? Those are just gorgeous, isn't it? Or those little ones here. I just love them. They're such a beautiful supporting flower. And speaking of supporting flowers, the Queen Lime Green falls into this always, because its color goes with everything. And then we start here in our very big filler patch, where I cut already so many things out so hard, and it still look like I completely overplanted it. And yes, I did. But again, it's a cutting garden, and it's meant to be cut, and it's a little bit easier when you feel like you need to cut things out because you've overplanted it. But what happens is, when you also cramp those things in, is you get extremely long stem length with basil, etc., because they try to reach the sunlight. So you have, like here, just look at this one here. You have like stem lengths from here up like 1.5 feet easily to the pretty seed clusters. So that is just something what I love. Over there I have some of the interesting floret varieties. This is the pink chenille one, which looks so funny. So we'll let that grow out just a little bit more and see how far that goes with the pattern. But yeah, I'm so loving this patch here. My blue spice basil is always like well performing as ever. And I think a new favorite filler is my argyratum. I have the pretty purplish blue, but also here a white one, or like a light purpley white one. And they have a stem length and also vase life like I didn't expect it. It's gorgeous. The bumblebees love them. They just cut and come again and don't stop. So I'm very, very, very happy with it. And yeah, over here I chopped down the snapdragons already, so that was more than overdue. I cleaned it up yesterday, so they will take a breather probably for a month or two. And then once the temperatures cool, they will come back as well again. But yeah, I really love this little wild patch of filler plants, because I always think they will make just every bouquet more pretty if you have a little extra sprinkle in. Great. So this was an update to what's going on in the garden. I hope you enjoyed the more detailed look, especially from a Lisianthus. And yes, I'm bragging here because they're gorgeous. And yeah, let me know what you're up to, what's doing well in your garden, and what are you happy to see again. And then otherwise, subscribe and watch another video. Thank you.